We're live. Dear God amongst us.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, I think it's actually started to broadcast. Hello, welcome to the Flushing Bloke Watching Long. Tonight is Dalek.
Oh, nice.
This pleases Auntie. This pleases Auntie greatly. We will do the usual context and everything else before we start. However, before we do, now I know a lot of people watch this on YouTube. I've got a request to make of you, please. I'd like to ask you to send an email to Doctor Who magazine. A polite email. The latest issue has a feature about Doctor Who Lockdown, the stuff that Emily Cook so wonderfully curated. And that's wonderful. It's lovely to see that there. And we take nothing away from Emily for doing that. However, other people have also done quite a lot in lockdown, and specifically I'm talking about Ellie and Matt, who did the classic Doctor Who lockdowns. And surely there's enough love to go around. Some sort of little tip of the hat to them somewhere, yeah? So if you could email DWM, the address is dwm@panini.co.uk. That's PANINI. So panini at .co.uk. And politely just sort of say, give them a shout out. And there's also other people like the Quiz of Rassilon, for example. The amount of effort that those guys put into those mind-bending questions. We'd be grateful. So yeah, but Matt and Ellie, I know how much effort they put into those. So, and again, I'm sure Emily's had to do probably even more because, of course, she's still got her production assistant job on DWM itself. So she's been working like a trooper. Quick update as well. My new webcam arrives tomorrow. So fingers crossed we won't be defocusing all the time. Right then, so Dalek, heralded.
An update.
Yes.
You got a haircut.
Yeah, I went to the hairdressers and I'm not 100% happy with it. I asked her to keep it out of my eyes and she said, oh, this will look nice. And it goes straight across my eyes. So there we go.
You suit it. It works for you. It works.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's a nice haircut. It's just not quite what I wanted because I don't like having hair in my eyes.
They didn't make you a Karen, and that's the important thing.
You say that. I looked at the selfie, the obligatory post hairdresser's selfie that you always take because 2 seconds after you've stepped outside the hairdresser's door, your hair does not look the same. And I actually look like somebody else I know called Karen. So I feel sorry for them, quite frankly.
Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, she deserves it. So anyway, is there a story there? There might be. Dalek, heralded by the Dalek on the cover of the Radio Times, which actually won an award. That particular thing. It's the new series Dalek. We've not seen it before. It's this beautiful bronze metal. It looks chunky. It's still a Dalek, but just Dalekier. Is that a word? It is now. And of course, so we remember. We've had the Joy of Rose. Ooh, let's see how this goes. End of the World, where, oh wow, okay, they can do aliens again. That's brilliant. Good old The Unquiet Dead. Good root Doctor Who, basically. It's old school almost. Then we've had the two-parter, which is again setting up the new breed. This is a big one. Now, they relaunched the show with Dalek. That Dalek is a relaunch episode. Radio Times cover, explaining the ins and outs, and this time the shit is going to hit the fan, quite frankly, boys and girls. There's no two ways about it. So, we are watching this on the iPlayer, and how we're going to do this is I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and when I say go, that's when you hit play. Isn't that right, boys? Yes, Auntie.
Yes, Auntie.
Good boys. Have a lolly.
Auntie.
Or have some ice cream, Brian. That really does look quite cool, I've got to admit. And like I say, the new webcam works well.
I like it. I really like it.
I mean, admittedly, it shows more detail of your face, which is, it's...
But you can actually see the gray hairs on my beard. I blame my son.
Sorry, I just see what Eddie's got. Right, you ready, boys? Here we go, then. 3, 2, 1, go! And I've got to turn this down and put the subtitles on. I want subtitles. Yes, good. We've got subtitles. Oh, we were looking forward to this. We had no idea what to expect.
I'll catch up. I'm just flapping at the moment.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm Red Circle of Death.
Oh, that's never good. Quite frankly. I mean, we can pause once we hit the title sequence for you to catch up.
Right, let's... stop.
Revenge of the Cybermen here. Yeah, I'm jumping ahead slightly, but it's there. Slovene Claw. Now, at some stage, and it might be an idea if I do it now before the action really kicks off. Look at that, poor Cyberman. Bit of context, Jubilee. Jubilee is a Dalek story, a Colin Baker Dalek story from Big Finish, which basically looked at the idea of how something that was once considered to be terrifying, familiarity breeding contempt as it did, people start to laugh at them and they lose the fear. And Russell T Davies liked that so much, he said, look, we want to do something very similar for the new series with the Daleks. We want to do that. We need to introduce the Daleks to a new series, to a new audience. We need you to... Oh, hang on, we may just have to hit the pause button for Eddie. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Paused. Oh, Brian's...
Right,
Brian!
I'm looking at a chunk of meteorite at the moment.
That's all right, you're allowed.
It's okay, I'm in the time vortex.
I'm just about in the time vortex, yes. So, you'll notice that basically they must have just looked at the design of a Dalek, looked at all the things that you could laugh about it. You ready then, Eddie?
I'm looking at a Cyberman at the moment.
Oh, you are far behind.
Yep.
Sorry, people.
Oh,
if you're trying to keep sync, the first time we actually managed to sync it up, and we don't.
Scotland is watching something else. Something different for viewers in the Scotland region.
You have your own programmes.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Right, I'll try and edge it on a little bit.
The excitement is killing me. The chaos is killing me. Is it wise to freeze the space-time vortex? That's the question. So they looked at every...
Someone.
Hang on.
Nearly there. Nearly there.
Oh, I'm excited.
They've got guns on them now. They've got guns on them now.
Tell me when the scream hits.
3.
Right, we're there.
Right, hit it, Brian. All right, there we go. And so they obviously looked at a Dalek, looked at every aspect of the Dalek's design and said, how can we make this deadly? And they did, as we will see. I mean, no more laughing at the Daleks, thank you very much, until Journey's End. Dizzy Daleks, dizzy Daleks. Sorry.
You had to do something for them, because they were in a war with the Time Lords.
Well, this is it. They had to beef them up. And they had to... Oh, Bad Wolf. There we go. They had to sell it to this new audience. And an old school casing wouldn't have really done it. They beefed it. The instruction essentially was do a Mini Cooper on it. Take the Dalek and add flares and wheel archers and make it look horrible. Talking of horrible, here's Van Statten. Not originally called Van Statten, but I'm glad they changed his name because that is a great word for a Dalek to say. great name, should I say?
Van Statten.
Van Statten.
Oh, bloody buffering. Sorry.
Don't worry, love. Viewers in Scotland have their own internet.
Yes, it's not very good.
And through the window, oh dear God. It's Bruno Langley, everybody. And the amount of rumours that he was going to end up as Davros or the Rani, one or the other. Ah, Simmons, named after the actor who played the torturer in Jubilee. You'll also notice Jubilee Pizza appearing, a little bit in Doctor Who, but mostly in Torchwood. And we hear the scream. $800,000. What do you think it does? You're showing off, Doctor. He's got the measure of him already, hasn't he? Do you know, that reminds me of the Silurian calling device. Ba, ba, boop, ba, ba, boop. Sorry, I'll shut up so you guys can talk now.
I don't even know if I'm the same, but yeah, they're talking about $800,000, and the Doctor's showing off a bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have we got anybody in chat? Yes, we got someone. We got someone there. They're not actually saying anything, but we got people there. I'm going to say these get watched mostly on YouTube, so. And there we go. Lovely little character beat there. Just throws that away. Says so much about the man. Great shorthand. Now, it does interest me that if Van Statten knows this, that, and the other, and everything else like that, how come he's never heard of the Doctor?
That's true. You would think unit records and files like that he would. Oh, that was a bit. Sorry, I'm just a tad behind you. Van Statten's just threw away that lovely musical instrument.
Don't worry. Well, I'm just proud of you for upholding our noble tradition of values and customer service.
Keep the bar low.
Yep.
You can never disappoint.
Yep, just leave it on the floor, walk away from it.
Yep. Step away from the bar.
Mm-hmm. Actually, let's be honest with you. If we could possibly put the bar between two objects, we could go underneath it.
Right. Yeah, there's distinct smell of testosterone.
There is. You're quite right. The Metaltron. I love that. That's a great name. My first electric car, I'm going to call the
Great
Metaltron.
name.
The Metaltron.
No, the Ironside. Sorry, Adam's Kia Soul. The last one he had was called the Metaltron. If I ever get one, I'm going to call it the Ironside. Because apart
Have
from
you
anything
encountered
else,
the Dalek yet? Am I
no,
still
not
well
quite.
behind?
He's just walking in now. Just walking into the cage. The
Right.
menagerie isn't on this one. I made a funny. A Star Trek funny at that. Hey.
Oh, that's just a challenge,
Where
isn't it?
I've
Go
seen
ahead, Doctor,
Diana
impress me.
Goddard somewhere before.
I'm not sure. Don't recognise him. I think I remember.
Doctor. Mechanical voice.
Oh,
This must have been terrible for him after everything. To find a Dalek. After all he's been through. Suddenly finding out it just wasn't worth it. I mean, it wasn't worth it anyway, but you know what I mean.
oh, just his face.
Oh,
Oh,
And then bang. And this is a side of the Doctor we don't often see.
he's terrified. He's
hello, Chestnut. I'm a bit ahead of
And
you
then
guys, I think.
Not only that, but he's also
No, I've pushed myself on.
Okay, we just had the Great Space Dustbin line. And now the Doctor turns into a bully. Never be cruel. Never be cowardly.
It's amazing how fantastic is like his line for joyous, but in this episode it comes across as like, in your face. It's defiant.
I mean, quite frankly, look at him. He's acting with a metal prop, or fiberglass prop, whatever they make them out of, with a man inside. The head is remote control. And he's got Nick Briggs on one side yelling into a ring modulator. And look at the intensity of his performance. You lie. And that's the first thing we hear about that. I made it happen.
Dalek race wiped out in 1 second.
We had no idea. We knew that they'd lost a war. Now we know who against. And the fact it was the Doctor that destroyed his own people. I mean, this is quite big character development for the Doctor, all things considered.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. And what, 5 episodes in? I mean, it's.
I'm talking about over the entire series of Doctor Who. This is new. And it's wonderful.
I mean, yeah, this episode kind of sets the scene. It sets the benchmark. It's just for everything that comes that follows, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, tonight's cat is Charlotte.
Hiya, Charlotte.
And that Dalek knows how to press his buttons. It's not just a tin can. It is cunning. It is ruthless. It is manipulative. This is why they're the kings of terror.
It's just that little scene. I don't know if I'm missing you, but he says you're alone in the universe, and he takes pride. But he's got that kind of smug grin in his face, the Doctor, and then the Dalek just hits him back with "So are you," and just brings it right down.
This is where
That's
he goes
amazing.
really dark. I don't like.
See, this is the bit I don't get. Surely if he's pumping power onto the Dalek, why couldn't he charge from that? And there we go. Doesn't matter what's happened to the Dalek. Look at him. I'm the big man round here. Talk to me.
Yeah.
No, if you colored him orange and put a really bad toupee on him.
Oh no!
No, please don't. Please, no. Right, here comes Adam Davros Barani, whoever he is supposed to be this week. The thing is, love, you say so long as you deliver the goods, it's all very well scouring the markets to get stuff, but if you don't actually know what it is you're getting... God, can you imagine the bidding wars between them and Torchwood? I mean, we're talking old school Torchwood, you know, the London branch with Yvonne Hartman.
Yeah.
With Siobhan. No. Was it Siobhan?
No,
This is
Yvonne.
Siobhan.
Yvonne.
Yvonne.
Yvonne. Oh, well done, Adam. An optimistic thought. Shame you're locked down here, isn't it? Best job in the world, really. Do you think so? Rose, I've always thought is selfish and a bit of a slapper, if I'm honest.
Flirting. Definitely flirting.
Rose, you're a moron.
And a moron. No, she's not a moron. I love the fact they haven't given us a generic companion. She has the depth. She has things not to like about her.
Well, she's got some growing up to do, and this is part of her growth.
Yeah, very much so.
I mean, what age is she supposed to be?
Oh, law 18? I think.
So she's still a girl.
I think. I can't remember. Ah, McWolf. Hello. Welcome to chat. Yeah, that's Charlotte sitting up there. She's my youngest. We're reacting to Doctor Who at the moment, so we're going to be talking Daleks. You little show-off. Brian, he's actually well known. This is Bruno Langley. He's actually quite well known for being in a long-running soap over here called Coronation Street. Yep. Longer running than Doctor Who, which sickens me, frankly. But there we go.
It's not a mark of quality, though.
Man drills. Rose being quite right there. She doesn't know who it is. And here we get the little bit of exposition we need.
Dalek in pain, though. Why is the Doctor explaining all this to Van Staten, though? Surely it's just you're supplying him with information you shouldn't be giving him.
Oh dear. Can you let me know roughly whereabouts you are in this?
I'm 13 minutes, 14 minutes and 18 seconds. Do you want me to pause?
Nope. It's alright. I had a mouse accident. And suddenly I stopped it and I had to come in and stop.
14:35 to be precise.
Yeah, I'm at 22:05 now. No, I'm not. Like 14:20. Oh, I don't know.
14:45. The Doctor's explaining everything to Van Staten in terms of what's in a Dalek and its house and mutating. You shouldn't be telling him. It's...
The question that I do wonder, did the Doctor ever ask, how did I survive? Because he's got no memory at all of the moment and the interface.
And now it's the Doctor's turn to be tortured.
This is what happens when you don't know what you're doing with the equipment you've got. How are you going to patent it? Just go through the genetics? I love the fact he just says, right, you're mine. The arrogance of the man. I can do what I like with you. You're my property.
So if you gave him a bad fake tan and a bad wig.
I know.
Oh, he's just incredibly sleazy and unlikable.
He is. The cure for the common cold. There it is. Why sell one cure? I can keep selling palliatives forever.
That's a strong statement. Dalek's better than Van Staten.
Yeah, Dalek is honest.
Oh.
And there we go. Van Staten's reaction to the Doctor's warning about the Daleks is essentially what the audience's reaction used to be about the Daleks. Oh, it's only the Daleks. They'll be all right.
Yep. Just run up a flight of stairs. You'll be safe.
Yeah. Now, we already knew Daleks had go upstairs. We'd seen it. But that was that was during the sad times. They were good, but they were sad. Already they've said that somebody burst into flames just by touching it. So they've made the whole thing dangerous. Because it's quite well known now that basically Nick Briggs got given the note to make Billie Piper cry in this bit.
Is this a Dalek looking for empathy, or is this a Dalek using its intelligence?
It's a Dalek using its intelligence.
Yeah.
He tricks her completely.
To manipulate.
To get her to touch him. Devious, devious little war bastard.
I mean, even that's your A-grade, devious, manipulative, do by all means necessary Dalek.
Brilliantly done. Brilliantly written, brilliantly played.
And Mr. Briggs.
Billy
I mean,
and
just-
Nick. Yeah. Yeah.
Aww.
That's all right, Wolfie. My race is dead. Here we go.
There we go.
Here
All
we
we
go.
wanted.
2 seconds.
It's not a good thing.
And that's all it needed. Fair dues.
But do you know what? Not really her fault. They should have locked the door.
Well,
Sucker me to death. And he does.
oh,
Okay,
you're,
well,
you're a
most
little bit ahead of me.
people died.
So here we go. Everyone's laughing at the plunger. Thud. Oh.
And the doctors went full Terminator. Come with me if you want to live, practically.
I've done it again. Give me... What time are you on?
I'm on 45. 1911. 1911.
I'm on 1923. I'll stop.
Okay.
I'll pause. at
Dalek's just come out and is
1930.
being shot at. They're watching on the screen. Rose, get out of there.
1930.
Gunshots.
All right, I'm pausing at 1930. Let me know when you get there.
I don't know.
Right. 5, 4,
Yep.
3, 2, rare. Don't shoot it. I want it unharmed.
I love the fact that they've actually got a beaten up casing. Still, a working beaten up casing. Until obviously it gets all spangly and nice and blinged.
Yeah.
Now, why didn't it do that with the electricity it was being... The doctor did it.
It needed the
And
time energy. It needed
look at
because she's
that.
been through the time vortex. Oh,
Beautiful.
there we go. Pimp my Dalek.
Oh man.
Alright. I'm out. 2026. It's just absorbed the internet.
All right, I'm at 2014, 15.
Yeah, I'm at 2014 or 2014.
Alright, tell me when you get to 2035. 31.
And 3, 2, 1. Now.
The Dalek surviving me.
Dalek surviving me. Sorry.
And I'm just going to fire off my gun because I can.
That
Interesting
is one
being Dalek.
mighty fine looking Dalek casing though, isn't it?
It's,
that's
it's
just...
lovely, isn't it?
And then they nearly go and spoil it all by making them look like Teletubbies later on. I mean,
I know.
it's just there was nothing to change.
Just. Oh, I loved this scene when it first came out. And for current day BBC practices with
Oh, that's beautiful.
compliance and
Yeah.
everything, suddenly we've got a force field. And the amount of deaths that are actually in this scene, all right, they're fantasy deaths, but, and this is great, look at that. We'll spin the middle bit. And it's just sitting
Saturday,
there,
just after
taking
tea
its
time,
time, doing it. It's wonderful.
and it's just the way that inner casing moves. It's just it can look ahead, and it's Dalek 2.0. Perfect.
Yes, exactly. They've taken that original design and said, let's make everything deadly.
Yeah. Let's just give it a little bit more.
Mm.
And now Van Statten's come to the realisation, oops, maybe I should have listened. Maybe I should start wearing a mask.
There.
No, sorry, that's
Oh,
somebody else.
God. Yeah. He finally is now.
Anybody remember the game the BBC website had? You had to get the Dalek out.
You had to get that. You were the Dalek.
You were the Dalek. You had to get it out of the Van Statten's lab all the way up the levels to outside. It's probably still around somewhere. It's the internet. Nothing ever dies. This is the Doctor say, give guns to everybody. What the hell's going on with him? The Doctor doesn't do that.
Here's,
Oh, here we
And-
come with the steps.
Yeah,
Here's a
there we go.
homage.
this is gonna be the best.
Big fuck you to comedians down the years.
Yep.
Death or plumbing?
I remember watching this and I just get really excited. Oh, it's Remembrance of the Daleks. Tip of the hat.
And I just love the fact it takes the piss. Elevate.
Yeah.
It's sitting there taking the piss, letting them think they're safe.
He's just A1 class evil Dalek.
Mark III war bastard.
Elevate, that's what they say in Remembrance of the Daleks as well, isn't it?
No,
Do you not?
no, they don't actually ever say anything about flying. They just do it.
The look on their faces.
Why would the Doctor be so scared of this thing if it couldn't get upstairs? You see,
Yep.
The thing is, they can. And they always have been. I point you back to episodes of The Chase. Back in 1965. Oh, sweetheart. She's dead.
Why not reason with a Dalek? All dead. I guess it's really cold. It's really black.
But it's interesting, the dichotomy here. What the Doctor turns into when he sees the Dalek, and what the Dalek turns into because of Rose, which is essentially what happens to the Doctor. He humanises because of Rose.
Yep.
Wow, look at me being deep.
But that's good. It's the whole Doctor's journey to kind of shrinking in one episode by Dalek.
Aim for the eyepiece.
And the outcome for both of them is pretty much the same.
I love the fact we do not get my vision is impaired, I cannot see. My vision is impaired. Emergency. That's Dalek poetry.
Was that a Dalek haiku?
I'm not sure. I've never been entirely certain what haikus are, to be honest with you.
Me neither. I'm just trying to sound
Get the
smart.
hell out of
That's
here.
good. That was good. You sounded smart.
Yeah, I can fake it. It's just the tension as well.
I know, they're building up to something. They're building up, obviously, to this set piece. I love the way they use the eye as well. Look at that.
I love how it just zeroes in on Rose.
Yeah. Oh, Rose, it's always all about you, isn't it? It's just some sort of metal eye thing, really.
Chocolate she would eat herself, they would say up here.
That makes sense. The only thing I do dislike about new series Daleks are the servo motor noises, the whining. Dalek should be silent. I love this. Look at this. It's making a point. It's doing this to show off.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just biding its time.
Yep.
Making sure it's got its audience, and then buying.
Worked out what to do. What's the most efficient way of killing them all? Metal structure, sprinklers, fire extinguishers. Oh, the CG's looking slightly ropey nowadays, but that can't be helped. I mean, it's 15 years ago now. Dear God, 15 years.
15 years?
Jesus.
Oh, man.
And it
And
looks
again,
so good
that's
in the
just-
water as well.
That's just brilliant.
The water pouring
It's just a
off it.
cold-hearted killer.
A Dalek doing what Daleks do. Not Robert's old boots, then.
But you know what? As well, watching this back, you're thinking, if this is what one Dalek can do.
Yep. And that's the whole point of this story.
Yep.
The Kings of Terror are back. Get to your sofas.
You know, the Cybermen really are superior in only one respect.
They die better.
They die easier.
And even now, Van Staten
He's thinking about how he can monetize this, how he can.
And the doctor's just realised he's got a load of people killed. He's not the war doctor. That's the trouble. He keeps thinking he is and he isn't. He's got the conscience. Well, the war doctor had the conscience, but
The conscious, yeah.
it was a bit buried.
To the doctor.
Time for a little bit of spittle to come out of Chris's mouth, I think.
Should I wear my visor?
Masks. Got to admit, when I got my hair done, they were really good. Plastic pinnies and face masks and everything else. It was really good.
Yeah, the gents' barbers I went to, it was like cubicles they had you in as well. It was good.
Oh, we weren't cubicalized, but did a good job.
Is this the Dalek come to realisation what the doctor's saying is truth? It's the doctor's not lying.
But it's an interesting take when you think about it. Think back to the last time we saw them, Remembrance of the Daleks. One Dalek, and the Seventh Doctor goes in, lies through his teeth and says, everything's destroyed, you've got no orders, you've got no superiors, no inferiors, and it kills itself. This one says, fuck you, I'm going to carry on.
He's remembering it.
Yep. Oh.
You
Gosh,
spit at him, why don't you?
You would make a good
Evil
Dalek.
line. What an
Oh,
evil
line.
line. And there's another button pressed.
That's the little bit of spittle on his yeah, it's just. And you know what though? He is acting like a Dalek.
Up until like Matt Smith, they always act a little bit like a Dalek whenever they're involved. Whenever the
Yeah, 'cause-
Daleks are involved, the Doctor loses all objectivity.
Yeah.
I'm watching this at the moment, but I'm running my mind through all sorts of other Dalek stuff to see if I can find the exception. And there's a lot of Dalek stuff.
And you know what? See the way the Dalek's going up the stairs there? It could go faster, it could go straight up. It's cat and mouse, it's toying, it's savouring the chase.
Exactly. I mean, there's a wonderful thing
I
that we'll eventually come to in The Witch's Familiar. Oh, no, sorry, I apologise. The Magician's Apprentice. Right at the end of it, they're in the city of Skaro, and the Daleks are just looking at Clara, willing her to run. It's the pleasure they take out of it. There's a nice little bit done in one of the Dalek handbooks the BBC Books released, where basically Daleks, and in fact it might even have been in Prisoner of the Daleks, a book by Trevor Baxendale, which is really good, I recommend it, where the Dalek works out exactly how much power it needs to kill somebody like that, and then dials it down slightly less to make it make the other person suffer.
Just to suffer.
Yeah.
Just so you can watch them suffer.
Uh-huh.
It's the sadistic. It's just.
Look how smoothly it moves.
Yep.
Again, pointing back to Remembrance of the Daleks. Let's try putting them on big bubbly wheels to see if they work better on... Oh, dear. Nice idea, but...
But Remembrance of the Dalek just had the special weapons Dalek. That was...
But...
But...
Or the Turbo Psycho Loony Nutter Dalek.
Dalek GTI.
Exterminate Electrical Pulse. Do you not mean Dalek Gunshot?
Oh, and he thinks Rose is dead.
Yeah, now, the thing is, now he thinks that. Now what's he going to be like?
Yeah.
Because he's lost it completely. He's just as much to blame for the deaths of those men as the Dalek and Van Statten. He could have basically tried to get them out of there. Instead, he doesn't. He just says, everyone get a gun. What a wonderful line that is. You just want to drag them. Amazing.
Eccleston's just great, though. Just the
intensity. The passion.
Yeah.
I mean,
19. There we go.
19.
Like young.
And
If she's missed a year, how's she going to celebrate her 21st? Which year would she celebrate it in? And we get the first hint of something slightly screwy.
Yep. Something not quite right.
Yeah.
With Dalek.
That's a horrible thing for the Dalek to confront Rose with. Oh, for heaven's sakes, you're terrified in there. It's not just hatred. It's fear. It's fear of anything different to a Dalek, as well as hatred. Quite right, too. Oh, perhaps this was up to it. Something's wrong. This is going to be interesting. Ooh, Dalek's casting a long one there. But again, pushing buttons.
Nail on the head.
Yeah, pushing buttons.
Yep.
And this is the Doctor. This is the Doctor who doesn't wipe out Earth and the Dalek fleet later in the series. He'll come up with another way. He doesn't.
Everybody lives.
Except he doesn't, does he? Doesn't come up with another way. He's only, as we'll see, his only recourse is to get a huge gun. Hairdryer. Lock and load. Oh, the Doctor being so happy with a gun is just not right.
Yeah. Like I said, the Daleks just make him lose everything that makes him him.
Yes.
Old Willie would not be proud, eh? The Doctor with a gun in his hand.
Eric Sayward liked it. Oh, the hatred in the Dalek voice in this scene.
It's just the fact that
Van
Rose is
Statten.
questioning itself.
I wanted to help you by torturing you, so that we could then ask if we could mend you. Hear me talk now.
Talk now. Oh, cold.
She's twigged. She's twigged.
Oh.
I wish it had said, I want to be free. Or I want to break free. That
Want
would
to break
amuse
free.
me.
That would have been great.
I want to break free. I love those beauty shots of the Dalek as well.
Just the lighting as well. Just look at the way just the lights bouncing off the back. That's
I mean, talk about bringing them back in style.
and just
They have
one
some really
Dalek.
One
choice
Exactly.
cinematography.
This is why they're the kings of terror.
Yeah.
This is why Britain went mad for them in 1964 and 65. Almost as nutty as Beatlemania, apparently.
Maybe not quite the same, but I mean, Sean was my son was a young age, and see Toys R Us, it was crawling with Dalek's toys and Doctor Who. This is where it exploded.
I had trouble with all that. It's a case of, this is wonderful. Why wasn't it around when I was a kid? I had to make my own Daleks out of Lego.
The brain squid.
Oh,
it's an unusual thing for them to do, but you can understand why they've done it. I mean, normally we don't see the inside of the Dalek. That's the unwritten rule. Which occasionally, we'll get it out for a special or something, but that's it. But here, it's a case of they're showing the audience. They're showing the audience it's a tank with a little blob.
Yeah, it's not a robot.
No, exactly. Again, this is yet another thing they're correcting, a misconception they're correcting.
Yep.
Now, I know people who do not like the weepy Dalek at the end. They don't get it. And which is a shame, because it's a great storytelling. The yin and the yang, the Doctor and the Dalek, each of them changing and moving and melding. It's over, Doctor.
Yeah.
The Time War is over. For a few episodes.
It's just the level of guilt, though. This is just bringing all his guilt to the surface.
Exactly. But this is a cathartic moment for him. See what he's like after this. He's a lot more cheerful. He's starting to mend.
I know he's not human, but there's an element of rediscovering his kind of empathy with humanity.
Yeah. And again,
But
Rose does it to both the Doctor and Dalek. Sorry, say again.
To a certain extent, this is his Edge of Darkness moment, and this is his Edge of Darkness episode.
Yeah. He stared too long into the void. Without crossing the mind beyond it. Sorry, I had to get that in.
So the whole thing around a Dalek starts to feel it starts to have a conscious. There's a reason why Dad Rose stripped that all out of them.
Well, the thing is, it must be going nuts as well, because Capaldi era into the Dalek. There's a computer trying to get rid of all these ideas all the time.
Yeah,
stripping them out of the creature. You know, Davros was a sick and twisted fucker.
What?
What a thing to create. I love the eye. The eye is just so realistic.
Yeah.
Yep. No, well,
and that's what it's about. Are you frightened of the Daleks now, boys and girls?
Oh yeah, they're back.
And we thought, oh, so we've seen a Dalek. Doctor Who in an exciting adventure with a Dalek. I wonder when we'll see them again. Is that truly going to be the only time we see the Daleks? We don't get the answer next week.
Next season, do they?
Oh, no, Brian. No, they don't arrive until next season. She lied.
No, you're right. They do.
They do, yes. I was trying to be nice.
Did it destroy itself, or did it just transport itself somewhere else?
That is a very good point. If you look at the rough cut of Into the Dalek, they use that footage, obviously not the background, but the CGI. So when the Dalek goes back to the Dalek fleet, they use that footage to show it blowing up the Dalek ship. But they didn't. They kept Rusty alive. Really? Do you think that's the wise thing to do? How about actually prosecuting him? Oh my, he's the sort of man who could get away with it, isn't he? Who ate all the pies? Who ate all the pies? Sorry, she's fat. She needs to lose weight. Now, am I talking about me or the TARDIS?
The TARDIS, I take it.
No, I need to lose weight quite badly. Oh, here comes the Rani.
Was there definitely rumours that he was the Rani?
Oh, there was all sorts of wonderful nonsense. He was going to be Davros. He was going to be the Rani. I mean, thanks, Cat. Cat just walked all over my computer. So I have no idea. Oh, it's still going. Thank God for that.
No, it's 43 minutes and 20 seconds.
No. He hasn't done anything like that. That's good. He scrolled.
I hadn't noticed.
The companion who couldn't.
Help herself.
No, just the companion who couldn't. Adam Mitchell. He just couldn't. He just wasn't up to standard, as we'll find out.
Yeah.
TARDIS thrums, according to the subtitles.
That's thwarps, doesn't thrum.
It warps.
Right, stop.
There we go. Stop.
Spoilers,
Stop.
To
So
be
that
fair,
wasn't
I
that-
think
wasn't
he
that-
may have been a worse companion than Adric.
I like Adric. I keep saying this. I do. He was the ideal companion for me at the age he was there. What are we looking at? 1980. I would have been about 13. 12, 13. He was ideal.
Adric as a self-insert. But really,
But with Adam, right, it was just a temptation. I know it comes later, but it's you got to ask yourself, if you get the opportunity to actually get what he's offered or takes, could you really say no?
I would know how to whistle.
But he wasn't doing it for the good of anybody else. He was doing it for himself.
Yeah.
Mind you, we're stepping ahead a week, to be fair.
Yeah, that's not more to come.
Yeah.
We'll
But
see
wasn't
it all.
that glorious?
It was
next week.
it was magnificent. I loved that. I loved it when it was broadcast as well. It was just I know people who went, "Oh, it's a Dalek of the motions." You've missed the point. You've missed the point of the story. Yeah. That was bringing them back, not just with style but with bravado. You know, it was almost cocky how well they did it.
I was going to say, it was an element of showing off there, because look what our Daleks can do. Our Daleks can swivel in the middle. Our Daleks can levitate. They can fly. They can.
I mean,
Them
obviously
rebooting Daleks.
Say again, Bryce. Sorry.
That was them really rebooting Daleks.
Yes, very much so.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
I mean, they weren't taking the piss out of what had happened before. They were addressing the fact that the general public used to do that and misremembered how scary the Daleks were. So they said, fuck that. We're going to make these things killers. And they did. And then, of course, you got the Toclophane, which is what the Dalek would have been if they hadn't managed to get the rights back to use the Daleks. We'll discuss that when we come to Last of the Time Lords.
Yeah.
But yes, so that's a big thumbs up, I think, isn't it?
That's a series highlight. That's a series highlight.
Yeah.
Definitely. Absolutely
And just
amazing.
the special effects still hold up, and Christopher Eccleston's performance is just, I mean,
This for Eccleston
Did he get a
is
BAFTA
like
for this?
huge.
I know Doctor Who ended up
That's-
with a BAFTA itself.
did it?
Oh yeah, for the first couple of
Oh, yeah.
years, everyone was falling all over. BAFTA was giving them awards left, right, and centre. And then the novelty wore off, and now they don't get a nod.
Now
Which is
you
sickening,
know,
'cause
like you
Capaldi-
said, and Doctor Who.
Capaldi should have got a BAFTA, at least a BAFTA nod for his performances, especially Heaven Sent. I mean,
Well, for me, that episode there, my favourite new Doctor is Smith, but only Eccleston could have carried that performance off. I can't see Tennant doing it. I can't see Smith doing it. Maybe see Capaldi doing it, because Capaldi had that kind of that dark edge.
Capaldi could get that angry.
yeah, but
But
I
Eccleston was
don't.
just
I think that is an Eccleston only moment.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with you completely.
That's his "I am the Doctor" moment.
Yeah, that's good. And it's a bit disturbing because this is who the Doctor is. This isn't the Doctor we remember. But again, that's all addressed within the story.
Yeah.
Right then, shall we go?
I think we have to.
I think we should, yeah. Don't forget, folks, we've got the Flashing Blade podcast on Sunday evening, 9 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Eastern. And this one's a special one where we're going to be watching the final episode of Fallout, and Brian will be falling down due to the amount of alcohol he'll have drunk.
Right.
So join us for that, and please do email dwm@panini.co.uk, please. Right then, guys, say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Brian's muted himself, but bless him.